Hello, hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish Kristyn. Today, I have a post review and kit down of this Diamond Art Studio UK kit. This is Sunlit Fields by the artist Reid. And this kit I did get on clearance and I did just look. And it looks like it is no longer in stock. I don't know if that means that it will not be restocked. If you have this kit or you see it on a D-stash, I highly, highly, highly recommend it for being an older kit and being acrylic round drills and, you know, just everybody makes improvements over time, right? I thoroughly enjoyed this kit. There were no special drills, but I did go through my spare drills, and I had ordered a pack from AliExpress of like a bunch of different, you know, round drill ABs. So I did sprinkle some in the sun. So in some of the purples and some of the pinks and some of the yellows. And then I did sprinkle some through some of the blues over here. And then down here, I do have some teals and blues and yellows and greens all through here. I don't think it needed it, but I wanted to try, right? You know, sometimes we just want to try something new, and, you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but I do feel like I thoroughly enjoyed the process, and sometimes that is what matters. There were a few times, and this was my own fault, that I ended up dumping the ABs into the regular color container. Yeah, that was not the smart on my part, but that's okay. And now the other cat is on the table. Fantastic. Overall, I did not have any problems. The glue was nice and sticky. There were no slippy, slidey parts. I did not run out of any drills, as you can see. And even if I hadn't, there goes my phone, even if I hadn't added in the ABs, I don't think I would have ran out of any colors, because there's, you know, I mean, there's plenty left over in the majority of these. This is a 50 by 60 canvas, I believe. Yes, it is. It is round drills. And this is finish number... Cat? I don't know why he's meowing. I thought he was done. You done? Okay. Nope, he's not. This was finish number 16 for the year and finish number 60 overall. So let me move the canvas, grab my drills and my spare drill boxes, and we will get started putting this super cute and colorful and cheery painting away. Don't go anywhere. All right, spare drill box number 1 for the rounds. I only have 3 boxes for spare drills for the rounds, and as you can see by my paper cups taking up some of the space, I don't have many rounds. I am hoping to change that though, because I am trying to order more round drill paintings if the option is available, because I have very much enjoyed having a round painting and a square painting going at once. All right, let's see, can I do this without making a mess? Maybe. Oh yes, and these are the containers that I keep meaning to go around and trim the inner tape out of. Have I done it yet? Clearly not. Clearly not. If you are interested in my spare drill setup, I do kind of have some basic info and list of things that I use. I did get the inspiration from add more zest, since that system made the most sense to me, and you know, my storage setup and whatnot. And now my cat is knocking papers off the table. Fantastic. Thank you, kitties. Thank you. Let's see. Before I forget, I hope everybody is doing awesome, well, and amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, let's see. 3. I do have a, for not having a lot of round drills, I have a lot of this color. Okay, none on there. Fantastic. Oh, I see a few ABs in here. I'm not going to pick them out. They'll just be a surprise if that comes up. All right, I don't know what I was saying before I got a phone call, so probably wasn't that important, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was something about spare drill storage. I don't know. Anyways, info is in the description box. I did make these little foam insert things, like 2 little pieces of foam core with a piece of cardstock, you know, and taped, and try to keep it in shape, so to speak. Otherwise, the baggies would just knock everything down. Yeah, and if you take the time to organize things, you don't want them knocking over and falling all over themselves. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Of course. I really need to trim these. And I'm going to say that the next time I do this, because I'll be like, why didn't I trim those? Because I forgot. It's totally fine. Let's see. There you go. You go in there. I got my little ruler, keeping my space. 747. I will do the special drills last. I do have them all next to me in a little bag from when I kitted them up, so at least I have the baggies and I don't have to go digging around for those, which is fantastic. Okay, those are a lot different. I'm just gonna add them in here because I don't want a separate bag. That seems like a pain in my booty. Okay, well, speaking of pain in the booties, this whole de-kitting is going to be a pain in my booty. This kit did go very quickly. It was very enjoyable to work on, which is probably why I was like, oh, just do a little bit more, just do a little bit more. And then before you know it, you're halfway done with the kit. Yeah. Which is not a bad thing, I don't think. Sometimes we get a kit and, oh my gosh, look at those. Those are so different. It's fine. And we just don't want to stop. That's how you know it's a good kit for you. I did not put these in order very nicely. Whoopsies. Oopsie, oopsies. Let's see. So what is going on here? Well, last, behind the scenes, getting ready for school, things have been happening, rushing to get all the last minute things, make sure you have the right things, haircuts, and all the stuff that, if you wait until when school starts, it just makes it even harder to do. So yeah, some behind the scenes things going on with some pink and black 2026 planning. And if you are new and you're like, what is this pink and black? That is an event that Mushmello at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting and I hosted. I was going to say last year, but it was technically this year. But for some reason, my brain thinks of January as being last year. Yeah, makes no sense to me either, but it's okay. So we've been plotting and scheming behind the scenes, trying to, bring something fresh to the table and you know, also trying to make it a fun experience for everyone who wants to join and partake. So we will have videos coming out, you know, not right this moment, obviously, at a later date with a little more nitty-gritty details, but things I feel confident in saying right now is that, you know, it will not be a high-stress event. No, no, no. And we are not requiring a new start or, you know, a finish or a size minimum for a project. And you can do something besides diamond painting. You could color, you could crochet, you could do something. All we are asking is that the predominant colors in your project are pink and black. Okay. This is when it would be smart of me to write what the number is on here. I don't know if this is 939 or 823. I'm going to say it's the 823 because 939 is in the other box. Yeah, we're just going to go with that. Let's see. So no new starts, no new finishes. It does not have to be legally licensed because, you know, not everybody wants to do a giant, you know, honkin' diamond painting. And, you know, some people, you know, you shop with what you got available to you, and, you know, maybe trying to finish up stuff in your stash and you're not trying to buy new stuff. I keep telling myself I need to finish the stuff in my stash, and then I'm like, oops, sorry, I didn't know how that happened. How did that come home with me? I don't know. Add to cart and wait a few weeks for shipping. I forgot I ordered that. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Swippity swappity boxes. Let's see. Let's see. What else? We are going to be making a Facebook group for the event. And obviously, we'll share that when that is ready. If you are interested and you want to join the Facebook group when it's open, you have to answer the questions, right? Because the questions are there for, you know, reasons, obviously. You know, stating the group rules, you know, kind of how we expect people to behave and whatnot. It's not that we want to be rule bossy people. It's just that way if somebody breaks the rules or, you know, does something that is inappropriate, and then we can say, sorry, you broke that rule, you agreed to it and you didn't follow through. So yeah, so I would recommend too, just for anybody out there, if you join a Facebook group, make sure to check if there are rules. I have a lot of people that try to join my Facebook group and it's like, you did not follow, you didn't answer the questions, you know, you didn't agree to the rules. And so then you have to kind of go, oh, sorry. It's not that people want to be mean. It really isn't. It's just to try to keep it a positive and enjoyable experience for everyone. We are going to try and use the community tab on YouTube more. There are some new features on YouTube regarding, you know, communities. Like you guys could actually post on people's YouTube pages on their community tab now. But for some reason, YouTube does not promote that. So it's not very user-friendly. So hopefully maybe they, I don't know, make improvements. Because that would be a great place to share information since not everybody wants to be on Facebook. I don't know why. It's such a positive and uplifting space all the time. I can totally see why people don't want to be on Facebook. Oh, this is 909. Wrong one, Kristyn. Wrong one. So we want to do more posting on YouTube as well regarding, you know, information and whatnot. It's just, it's hard because it doesn't seem like many people get notified about posts and, you know, community tab things. So it just kind of seems like, well, why even take the time and effort to do it? Because YouTube is not going to show people the stuff. Oh, 911. That's a pretty green. I would love to know how you guys feel about events, diamond painting events specifically. Are you pro event, con event, kind of about events? I tried joining a bunch of different events when I first started diamond painting, and I thought it was kind of fun, you know, like, oh yeah, look, you know, posting my picture, I'm doing this. But I quickly learned about myself that I will start to get anxiety about finishing my painting in time, or, okay, I want to do as many events as possible, you know, find a painting that fits for all the different events. And then if I didn't finish my painting, then I would feel like my painting was just sitting around. And then I was trying to do another event the next month, and so then I would want to focus on that painting, and then I got too many whips, and then that kind of gave me anxiety. So I kind of learned, for the most part, I personally, if I'm going to participate in an event, I'm just kind of doing it for fun. Like, I won't enter officially, but, you know, follow along, and, you know, if there's like a Facebook group or something, you know, post a picture. But I know myself well enough to know that I will end up stressing myself out about it. There's that. Okay, I saw one go right there. They were trying to escape me. No, thank you. So if you do events, like you do do you do a bunch of events all at once? Do you only have, you know, a few tried and true events that you really like to do? That is not the right one. I would love to know. I know some people, you know, they'll say something like, you know, oh, I did the blah 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 event last year and the year before, so, you know, I want to, like, you want to keep the streak going, so to speak. You kind of feel like, well, you've already done it, you know, 1 year or maybe even 2 years or 3 years or more. I don't even know how long diamond painting events have been around. So then do you feel kind of obligated, like, because you already did it the first, you know, the last 3 years, and so do you feel maybe like if you don't do it, then you're going to be, oh, I wish I would have done it? Or are you just kind of like, yeah, whatever. If I do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. I used to be very annoyed when an event would have like a Google form. I'd be like, how dare they want my information? You know, like, oh, what are they going to do? And and after hosting Pink and Black last year, I can see how Google Forms can be helpful. Keeping track of, you know, people's names. If they win a prize or something, then you already have their you know, their address or their email or something. I can see how it would be helpful. And because last year we decided we were going to do whip parades, we had, I think Mushy and I both had 100 people in our events, because we were kind of like, she was doing her own whip parade, I was doing mine own. This year we're just going to do like one combined master list, basically, which again, something we learned. And it was kind of a mess, because people would say, well, I want to be in yours and I want to be in yours, but then they would only send a picture to one of us. So then we were texting each other saying, do you have a picture for this person? And, you know, and be like, yeah, here it is. And do you have the information for this person? And like, yeah, here it is. So I can see how a Google form would be helpful to keep everything straight. I do not grimace when I hear somebody say Google form anymore, because I get it. I get it now. And I'm sorry if I ever turned my nose up at your Google form. Because there's a lot to keep track of. And any help is appreciated, especially because we're idiots and we decided to do an event in January, right? January. That means you gotta prep stuff and get stuff ready in, you know, November, December, which are pretty busy months. Yeah. Not the smartest, but we never said we were the smartest. We're stubborn. Definitely stubborn. Mushy more than me. I'm like so easygoing. I don't have anxiety. I don't have anything. No. I'm so go with the flow. No control issues whatsoever. Yep. Sure. Come on. I need to trim those. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So if you've done an event like multiple years in a row, okay, here's another question. How do you feel if one of the hosts changes? Are you okay with that? Or does it take away from some of the magic? You know, and I'm not saying, you know, how dare they? I totally get how life can change, and you know, people get burned out on the hobby, or they leave YouTube or something like that. I can absolutely see how that happens. So do you still do the event if somebody's changed and is a different host? I would love to know. Those are the random things that wander through my brain when I'm driving or doing something mindless. Like, I wonder if people mind if a host changes. 3608, not 38. The 36s and the 38s, they throw me off. Oh, wow. You look at, can tell the color scheme of things I do. There's probably 3 or 4 different colored pinks in that bag. Speaking of anxiety, does anyone else have, I don't want to say it's seasonal anxiety, because that's not the right term, but has something happened at a certain time of year, and every year around that time, do you start to feel off? Like, for example, you know, my dad had a heart attack. He had some heart problems and stuff when I was a kid. And every year around that time of year, he would feel kind of sick, or he would feel off and be a little bit crabbier. And, you know, my mom would always say, it's because it's that time of year. And he'd be like, no, it's not. He didn't believe it. I absolutely believe that our bodies, even if our minds aren't thinking about it, I feel like our bodies know when it's a time of month or something, like, not that time of month, but you know what I mean? Like, our bodies know, and they remember that. You know, both my husband and I have had, you know, various traumas or, you know, unpleasant things happen in our lives since, you know, we've been married for 20 something years. And he has, you know, like 2 or 3 times a year where he, you know, can't sleep well. His anxiety is high, has, you know, not trying to be all TMI, but, you know, tummy problems, and is irritable because he's tired and spending a lot of time in the bathroom and just doesn't feel good. And I've noticed I think 2 times a year, there are 2 different times, and I get that as well. And so I just had I don't want to say a flare up, because that's not the right word, but I can't think of a different word. So we're just going to go with like a flare up of, you know, it's that time of year. Man, I don't know how people who have constant, you know, health problems and, you know, discomfort, pain, something. You guys are freaking rock stars. My gosh. Like, here I am. I'm like, I feel tired and I can't sleep and I'm anxious and I'm, having tummy problems. And I'm like, some people literally go through this every day. So, kind of a, Kristyn, quit your complaining in your brain. Because you got it pretty good, lady, And I'm not saying I'm not trying to criticize anybody. I'm just saying for me, I have to remind myself, like, no, you don't have it that bad. But it's interesting because I talk to people and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, that happens to me every year, like around the time, my grandparents passed or my parents passed or, my younger brother as a kid, this happened or something. And I never knew that as a kid and even as a teenager. I didn't even think that was a thing, but I absolutely believe it is. I'm sure there's an actual name for it. But I try not to Google too many things involving, mental health or just, symptoms in general, because I will go, well, pardon you, Mr. Green Drills. Wow. The one time I don't check to see if there's any stuck in there, I will be going down that Google and, what is it, WebMD rabbit hole, and I will think I have one of everything. So I try not to do that because it just gets me in trouble. And then it gives me anxiety and then I can't sleep. We don't want that. We don't want that. For me, a lot of times, like, back to school time is anxiety fuel, just because, it's, while I love structure, it's new structure and it's new, new routines, new classrooms, no classes, new this, new that. So it's a lot of change kind of all at once. And then especially this summer, because we were teaching the teenager how to drive and trying really hard to get him to pass the driver's ed class, the final drive, before summer was over. So it's kind of like, you're forcing. Never when I was a teenager would I have thought I had to force my kid to drive. Because the second I would have been allowed to drive, I'd have been behind that wheel and gone. But that's not how, at least the kids around here are not like that at all. So many of these kids, and that I know, and parents, their kids have no desire to get their license. They're like, nah, I'm good. It's like, what? But then again, you think about it, and when I was a kid, I graduated in 2000. If you wanted to hang out with people, you had to leave the house. I mean, you could call them on the phone, but that wasn't the same as hanging out with people, like talking to multiple people. Now, my kids get online and they're playing video games with their friends at any time of the day. Or they're on a video call, or they're, doing this and that. So for them, they don't have to go anywhere to see their friends. They can literally be inside their rooms, in their pajamas, not in public, doing that, which sounds amazing, honestly. I'm like, heck yeah, if that would have been a thing when I was younger. I didn't have as much anxiety as a teenager, though. So I did like going out and doing things and going to the mall and walking around and stuff. But yeah, a lot of the kids that I see, I'm like, none of these kids want to get their license, which in a way I understand, because it's scary out there driving. I mean, I personally am not a fan of a ton of driving myself either, but I'm also a control freak, so I'm not gonna let someone else drive me around, which makes for me being a really bad instructor, trying to teach somebody to drive. Because I will ride with somebody who's been driving for 30 years, and I'll be like, watch out for that. There's a squirrel over there on the other side of the road. I see a kid with a bike down the street, and they just look at you like, seriously. So, yeah, it's been a summer. It has been a summer. All right, I did all the regular drills. Let's put that away. Now we have all of our special drills. I did add in quite a few colors. I didn't think I had that many, but I guess I did. Wow, look at that. Look at all those pretty colors. And some of these ABs are the ones that I bought from AliExpress. But some of them, I think, may have been leftovers from actual kits. Again, I don't have a ton of rounds, so I think a lot of these were probably from the AliExpress ones. I'm just going to put these on the side for now because the box is over there. Yes, we're going to do that. And I will pick off all the stickers and stuff later. Not right now. Yes. So when I'm filming this, it is August 26th. So it'll be a little bit later, but when it goes out, and my kids will be in school. Yay, yay, oh my gosh. Again, yay, but I'm also going to be an anxious mess. I do want them to go out and, you know, experience things and be around other people and hang out with their friends and stuff. It's just, at the same time, you know, I worry. I worry when the people who I love, who live in my house, are not here. And only when everybody is safe inside the house and, you know, then I'm like, okay, I feel like the worrying part of my brain can turn off a little bit. I mean, it's still always going, but I feel like I can tone it down just a little. Oh, don't open it like that. Why are you doing that, Kristyn? I don't know. There's that. Yeah, so I do already have my next round drill kit kitted up. It is a round kit from Ever After, and it is the Manatee Mayhem. Super cute. Very excited. I have not tried it yet. As of filming this, by the time it goes out, yeah, I will have. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to put in a row of the Mushroom Forest canvas from the one with the diamond arch before I do anything on any other canvas, because I'm getting close to that one. That one is getting close. After I finish this row, there's only one release paper row left, and then that big project is donezo, which is fantastic, which means that then I have permission to kit up another square drill project that is on the bigger side. Yes. And I am debating which one to do. I am thinking I might go with, what is it? Oh, what's it called? Is it Beachcomber's Bounty? It's Diamond Art Club. I think it's like a 70 by 90, which I'm a little concerned how that's going to fit on my easel, honestly. A little concerned. And that'll be kind of a background square drill project, you know. Do a row and then work on some other things. And then do a row and work on some other things. Unless I really, really, really want to work on it, and then I might, but... So we'll see about that. But I did, you know, then I did finish my Muni Made kit. And so now I feel like I need to kit up another, you know, smaller square drill canvas. My gosh, it's a good thing I have so much storage. This color, I only had a tiny, tiny amount of because it came from a kit. So very few of those actually got used, which is okay. $7.98. Oh yeah, that one's stuck to the inside of the tape. There was another one. Don't be wasting the ABs. I used to have a ton of whips, and then I panicked that I had too many whips. And now I'm kind of like, you know what? I have as many as I have. If I get the urge to work on something, I will work on it. And if I don't, then I don't. I don't know if I would want to have more than 2 square drill canvases kitted up, and maybe no more than 2 round drill kits kitted up at once. And I don't consider a cross stitch conversion or something like that. I don't really consider that, you know, an official canvas in the rotation. Those are kind of like bonuses. Oh wow, those are super sticky on there. Come on. So, do you guys have a number of like, no, that's too many, you know, like 5 is perfectly okay, but 6 is crossing the line? I think at one point the most I had was maybe 6 or 7, and that made me feel a little uneasy, just because I was like, that's too many things. I'm never going to finish anything if I have that many things started. Because I know myself, and I always want to work on newer stuff. I always want to work on the things that I just got. So I'm trying to be careful with what comes into the house, because I know I'm going to want to work on it. But I have some stuff behind the scenes brewing. I have a custom kit being made for my husband, something he wanted. And while it's not something I personally would want to work on, he wants it. So I will work on it, and I will squeeze it into the rotation as it needs to be, you know, because if he's encouraging me to buy something, I'm going to take him up on it. Be like, oh my gosh, you want me to buy a diamond painting? Okay, honey, if you insist. I'm doing it for him. It's not for me. It's not because I like to spend money. No, it's all his problem. It's all his problem. It's all his fault. So, all right. Well, that is a lot of pink. My gosh, I didn't realize how pink it was, but that's okay. I will take a large amount of pink any day of the week. So that is Sunlit Fields, Diamond Art Studio UK. Forgot to mention that if you want to order from Diamond Art Studio UK, I do have a 10% off affiliate code. It is CRAFTYISH10, and you will save 10% off canvases. Any points that I accumulate on my Diamond Art Studio UK account, I'm going to compile and glom them all together, and when I have enough for a canvas, I'm going to do a giveaway for you guys, because, you know, trying to give back. So that is going to be it for me today. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things, and I will see you again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye guys. Everybody gonna behave? No, probably not. Bye, Duncan. Peace out, bro. Don't fall out of your box. Ooh, and nope. No. Wow. Words. Words are not wording. It's okay. Try again. On a D-stash. Oh my gosh. So many interruptions in the first 3 minutes. Not a good sign. Sharky. Seriously. You're disrupting things. Oh, Dr. Pepper, we need you. Kat, you are literally testing my patience right now. Okay, we need to break up some of the pink because it's a little pink. What better way to do that than to add in a Care Bear? Yeah. What is this? Oh, jeez, why? Ugh. Who is texting me? My God, don't these people know I'm super busy? I'm super busy.